What's up again, YouTube and privileged ones? Hello and welcome back to the channel for yet another episode. In today's video, I'm going to point my fingers towards you Warframe and Destiny players. I'm a Warframe and Destiny player myself, and I feel like I can connect with all of you on a different personal level in this video. Alongside that, anyone else that stumbled upon this video from the deep dark corners of the interwebs, welcome. And every single one of you should give Anthem at least a standing chance. Anthem, you know, that AAA title developed by BioWare and being published by EA? Yeah, I know that sounds scary, but I am not being sponsored by BioWare or EA to publish or promote this content. I'm strictly telling you this because I feel like Anthem could be a decent game. Now, I'm also not telling you to pre-order the game. I don't want you to pre-order it. I want you to just watch the development of the game, and after the game releases, decide from what you see from other content creators whether or not the game is right for you. I just don't simply want every single one of you to take the game's idea and throw it under the rug and trample all over it and then forget about it. I want you to at least give it a fighting chance. The reason being, BioWare was actually a decent studio. They still are. BioWare made Mass Effects 1, 2, and 3, which I loved growing up, and I loved the Dragon Age games as well. Dragon Age Inquisition being really, really good. With that, they've also developed other games that were fantastic. Now, the only reason why you don't like BioWare is because EA bought the rights to Mass Effect and told BioWare to make another game. See, Mass Effects 1, 2, and 3 were made by the Edmonton studio of BioWare. Edmonton Studio is a much larger version of BioWare, and they are really great, and they are really awesome storytellers. But they had the Montreal studio make Andromeda, and EA had all creative rights to the Mass Effect Andromeda game. See, BioWare didn't have any creative freedom with that game. So when it was released and published by EA and became a bad game, the publisher, EA, decided to throw them under the bus. That's why there's a stain in BioWare's reputation. See, BioWare in general is a great company. EA, yes, is a bad company. They've released a lot of bad games, and that also adds a little bit of skepticism in many of the people that want to at least give Anthem a good try or chance. But don't just simply say, oh, because EA's sticker is on the front box of my game, I'm not going to buy it. Now, with that being said, and we've got that out of the way, let's actually talk about the facts about Anthem so far. I first off did play the exclusive closed alpha, and the closed alpha was actually pretty good, and I really loved the gameplay. I can only say that much about the closed alpha because I'm under NDA and I can't give away any specifics. But what I can do is I can at least mention the gameplay released in the live streams and is already public knowledge to everyone. So BioWare has already done live streams of Anthem, and the flight is actually very fluid and it feels good. With that being said, there's actually weight behind the javelins. You are actually in a giant exosuit, and it feels like you're a part of this suit, but in a sense, you also know that there's a weight behind the suit compared to your ordinary human character. From that being said, the flight is really good. It's spontaneous, it feels really fluid, and it's great that it doesn't feel overpowered, so you can still walk and run on the ground and feel just as normal as you are flying. From there, it's also really cool that you can fly through water and cool down your jets on the flight to allow you to continue flying, so you can go from one side of the map to the other. Yeah, there's going to be situations where you might have to overheat and land due to the fact that you might be in combat, but ultimately, it feels really good. And it's got a lot of characteristics to Destiny and Warframe, and that's the reason why I wanted to point my finger at you Destiny and Warframe players, because like myself, I played Destiny and Warframe, and I really love those games. And the cool thing is Anthem looks a lot like Destiny, Warframe, and even Borderlands, and the reason being, BioWare has openly admitted that they have taken aspects of all of these games that have done really well, and they've kind of molded it into their own vision. And I know a lot of you are probably saying, oh, well, it's a Destiny clone, it's a Warframe clone. See, everyone decided to jump on Warframe. It was a fantastic game, and they started saying that AAA studios should really take notes of what Warframe and Digital Extremes is doing. See, Warframe and Digital Extremes didn't always have the great reputation that they have today. They did make games, and they decided to release games with certain publishers, and then when they came up with the Warframe idea, they couldn't get a publisher to help promote their game, so they had to do it themselves. Warframe wasn't always as large as it is today. With that being said, we gave them a lot of chances, and they have decided to make a great game. So with that, a lot of us were like, hey, the AAA titles should really take some notes from what Digital Extremes has done. And as soon as a AAA title does so, we decide to clone it and say, hey, you're a Warframe clone, or you're a Destiny clone, you're a copycat. That's a double standard. And honestly, I feel like they're doing a great thing here, because they're taking aspects of games that we really enjoy and combining it into one ultimate game that we can pretty much guarantee ourselves we are going to enjoy, as long as they don't mess it up again. See, I know, BioWare's Mass Effect Andromeda was not good, and EA's publishment is really bad. But let's take some side notes really quick from yet another game that we have fallen in love with and has gone through the exact same situation. Let's talk about Destiny, because again, I've pointed my fingers at you Destiny and Warframe players, but wasn't Destiny 1 really bad in the beginning, and we gave it a chance, and it decided to develop into something really spectacular after the Taken King expansion? And wasn't Destiny 2 really bad in the beginning because they decided to make some major changes? And we were just like, it's not Destiny 1 anymore, and we want Destiny 1 back. And then they decided to change it around, and Forsaken's expansion has made the game good again. See, it all comes down to, again, Bungie Studios created Destiny. And Bungie Studios isn't the one to really yell and argue at. It's Activision, the publisher. See, as long as these studios don't let the publisher decide how the game is supposed to be developed, then we have really fantastic games. And guess what BioWare has decided to do? They straight up told EA that they have no rights to tell them what they're going to do with their development freedom and creative freedom on Anthem. That's right. BioWare is fully taking full responsibility of the development creative process of Anthem, and Anthem is straight up a BioWare game. Yes, again, EA's sticker is going to be on the front face cover of the game, but that's only because they're publishing and promoting the game for BioWare. And yes, they're going to make a little bit of money off of the studio, but hey, I mean, it's a publisher, that's what they do. Now, with that being said, all of that creative freedom is BioWare's hands. That's fantastic. That's why Anthem has been postponed for an entire year and 1 month. It was supposed to release back in March of 2018, and it's now releasing in February of 2019. The reason being, they didn't like what EA was wanting them to do. They said, no, we're scrapping that idea, and we're rebuilding our game for the next year. This game's going to come out a year later, but we are going to release a product that we feel is representative of the BioWare studios. See, BioWare's name is really important to keep intact for BioWare studios and employees. And BioWare has never really had a stain on the reputation until Andromeda, so they decided to not give EA any standing chance. That's why I respect this company. The gameplay is good, the game feels great, and I know all that sounds good and dandy, but let's talk about the AI really quick. The AI on the enemies feels really solid. And yes, very intuitive. And that's something that Warframe users are going to have to get used to, but they have actual AI. With that being said, Destiny players should feel really at home in this game. And I know Warframe is all about those fashion frames and looking really good in the endgame content and making your character look the way you want it to look. And you know what? BioWare's got you covered. They've got probably 10 times more customization in their javelins than Warframe has in all of the customization options in the shop. Yeah, I know, that's insane to think about, but they have every color in the rainbow, and you don't have a premium currency to purchase those color palettes. You have every color available from the beginning of the game. On top of that, they have different versions of the colors, and they have different textures, they have stickers, they have cosmetics. And yes, a lot of the cosmetics are going to have to be purchased, but the only thing in microtransactions are cosmetics. There's nothing groundbreaking. And BioWare is going to be releasing DLC for free. That's right. Some DLC is going to be free to all users, and other DLC packages are going to be purchased later down the road. But there are going to be free DLCs with BioWare's brand new title coming to the market in February. And with that being said, I think we all can at least give BioWare a standing fighting chance. I'm not saying pre-order it, and I'm also going to tell you I'm not sponsored by this video. I wish I was, because I'd be eating a lot better tonight than what's in my fridge. I'd be going to like a 5-star hotel restaurant or something. But sadly, EA and BioWare are not paying for this video. So I think you guys can at least give me a chance and at least give Anthem a chance. With that being said, I hope you will enjoy this video, and if you did find it informative, make sure you smash a like on it, share it with your fellow freelancers out there, and let them know that Anthem might actually be a decent game to play. Again, I'm not going to overhype it. Do not pre-order it. Just wait for the release and see if it's right for you. With that being said, stay violent and be privileged.